coming to the prize-winning readings. This is a special event for me because that's how I found out about Swanwick. I won the short story competition in, I think, 2016, and then that year I won the raffle for a free place. So I was back in 2017, and I think they thought, oh no, she needs to do some work for her places. Then I became a secretary and have been back ever since. So yes, I quite enjoy hearing the prize winners each year during this event. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just read out the list of prize winners that from whom we'll hear a selection this evening, or afternoon, I guess. We don't have everyone with us today. We have Michelle Alexander.
Can you all hear me all right at the back? Excellent. So I first came to Swanwick 2 years ago as a white badger, and I've been waiting to come back ever since. So I was absolutely delighted to win this prize. I don't read my work aloud often, so this is exciting and nerve-wracking in equal measure. So I really hope I can do it justice and that you enjoy it. It's called A Change in the Weather. Mr. writes like a thunderstorm. I've had 6 sessions with Jamie, but it's the first time he has begun the conversation. A thunderstorm? I keep my voice light. He growls and growls, and then bang, says Jamie, slamming his little fist on the table. I laugh, recognising the head teacher's usual communication style. What about your teacher? What's she like? He frowns, and his tongue sticks out slightly as he concentrates on the plasticine. I swallow a sigh. Like wind, he says suddenly. My turn to frown, unsure if this is rude. She huffs and puffs when she stands up, and she does this. He purses his lips and blows out an exaggerated sigh, again a perfect mimic. I smile and ask, slightly self-consciously, and glad I stifled my own sigh, what am I like, Jamie? You're rain, he says, without hesitation. Nice rain, where I'm wrapped up warm and can stamp in puddles and get wet with no one shouting. I don't have time to consider this new perspective on my personality, although I think I like it, because he races on, and Mummy is the sun. She's warm and lovely. He draws out the word, lovely, and tilts his head back, eyes closed and arms spread wide. I chance a riskier question. It could set us back to where we started, or worse, but I want to take advantage of Jamie's talkative mood. What about Daddy? He hunches over his model, staring down, his frown back. I take a piece of plasticine for my own model, a bright yellow circle. Jamie is so quiet, I barely hear. Snow. Snow, I say, trying for the same light tone as before. He makes everything go really quiet, and he makes me and Mummy. He shudders and rubs his arms. Shiver, I ask. He nods vigorously. You know Daddy isn't coming back, Jamie. You remember Mummy explaining? He nods again. Mummy says it's our second chance. It's because I made him fall asleep. My hands pause, and my own shiver runs through me, hopefully invisible to Jamie. How did you do that, Jamie? My voice sounds higher and tighter, but he doesn't notice. With Mummy's tablets. When Daddy got quiet angry like Snow, Mummy said he was tired and to not disturb him. I was quiet, like a mouse. He kneels on the carpet and curls up, an action from one of the books we read with the infants. He's a little mouse, paws in front of his face. Mummy was sad, he continues, his voice muffled as he curls up tighter. She said, "Don't worry, little man. Daddy will have a sleep and everything will be all right." But Daddy woke up and started drinking beer. He makes me get it from the fridge. Mummy doesn't like that, but she was upstairs helping Granny. I'm hardly breathing, blindly shaping the plasticine. I gave him Mummy's tablets that help her sleep when she's sad. How did you get them, I ask. They're in the kitchen for Mummy to have with tea, in the special bottle I can't open. When Daddy hurt Mummy's wrist and the hospital gave her a special bandage, she couldn't open the lid, so she left it loose. Daddy wouldn't open it because he said it was washing her brain and turning her into a... He creases his face up in an effort to remember and hazards, "Frukin zombie? Is that right?" I'm spared from having to answer as he continues, "Now she doesn't need tablets, she's happier because Daddy's sleeping." He uncurls himself and sits up, sticking his chest out. Mummy put them in the high cupboard, but I got the steps. I knew I couldn't have them because I'm little, but Daddy's a grown-up like Mummy. I climbed up really carefully and got them. They were funny. He laughed, making me jump. They had powder inside. I squeezed one until it popped open and I put the powder in Daddy's beer. "How many did you put in?" I asked softly. "I saved 6 for Mummy. I put the rest in Daddy's beer, a few in each can, and it worked. He fell asleep. He even dribbled." He laughs again. "And he's still sleeping, so he won't be angry anymore, will he?" He looks up suddenly, his face so eager and hopeful that my insides lurch alarmingly. "No, Jamie," I say, "he won't." The bell goes and Jamie leaps up, excited for playtime. "Off you go then," I say brightly. As he leaves, I ask one last question. "What happened to the outside of the tablets?" "Oh," says Jamie, suddenly serious. "I put them on the table, so Daddy would see them when he woke up and know I helped him. Only, because he went away to finish his sleep, I think Mummy and the nice policewoman think Daddy did it himself, not me." I nod. "But that's okay," Jamie says cheerfully, "because I don't want Mummy worrying I touched the tablets. Besides, I think Daddy was sometimes naughty, like when he hurt Mummy's wrist, so I'm glad she thinks he did something good to stop him being all quiet angry. I don't mind." "You're a very kind boy," I tell him, and he skips away. I stare at Jamie's model. It is him and his mother holding hands. Above them shines my sun. I begin to write. Jamie still speaks of his father in the present tense. He is slowly forgetting the abuse he witnessed and the circumstances of his father's death. Regarding that afternoon, Jamie tends to get confused and make up stories to explain what he cannot yet understand. I am confident that further play therapy will help him forget this trauma further and accept that his father will not return. Once this is the case, I am confident he, along with his mother, will be able to make the most of this new start.
And next up, we have a little extract from Pam Keville.
Just get you. Okay, let me do the little silly wiping of the lectern for you. Ta-da! Yay! There we go. Are you happy with that?
I'm happy with that. The story was called The Free Man Estate Agency, and it's written as if in the first person from the perspective of a young man who's being kicked out of football through injury, and the job he's just gone to, he's been kicked out of that as well. And this is him making decisions or thinking about things as he's jogging. I speed up and turn the corner by the canal along the towpath, through the gloomy underpath, jumping over the needles and smashed bottles and out into the sunshine and a different world. High rises clutch at the sky. Graffiti tags cover any space that's in reach of an outstretched hand. Cowering below the blocks are rows of semi-detached two-bedroomed houses. A few for sale signs from rivals, or I should say former rivals, clutter the front parking space already crowded by different colour bins. I breathe in the smell of fried chicken, incense and spices overlaced with the tang of fresh limes. I'm home, where I grew up. Funny, I've only moved a few streets away. It feels a million miles. Except they still remember me here. People nod as I jog past. Jimmy waves as he's pulling out boxes of fresh moolies, plantains, okra and sweet potatoes. I run on through the small precinct and stop outside the entrance to number 23, Trafalgar Road.
This is so fun. All right. Well, those were all all of our 2021 short story people that are here.